All right, guys, we haven't had a chance to talk about the Percy Jackson series in quite a while, but it was one of the series that surprised me, honestly, the most in the past few years. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have high expectations for the series. I think from the trailers, it seemed like it was leaning too much on the kids, and I'm not saying this to disparage children, child actors, because what more can we expect from them? Honestly, it's a crazy feat once we discover child actors who actually are that talented. I always think about Stranger Things, for example. It's crazy. It's really crazy because these are 10, 12-year-old kids, right? So, yeah, I mean, I saw the trailer. I know Walker Scobell, who plays Percy Jackson. He was a very talented actor even before Percy Jackson, but the other actors I wasn't as familiar with, and the Disney Plus reboot just seemed very Disney Plus, for lack of a better term. It seemed very sanitized, not in the way of, oh, I wanted Percy Jackson to have gore and all that kind of stuff. No, just sanitized in the sense of it felt very clean looking in the aesthetic, right? And I think that just kind of made me go, yeah, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it. I watched it. It's been a couple of years now, maybe a year and a half or so since the first season came out, and I can't believe how much I enjoyed the first season. It was, as somebody who read the books, who really enjoyed the books, and watched the other movies and really didn't enjoy the other movies. Yeah, not the fault of Logan Lerman and the rest of the cast, but just really didn't enjoy the adaptation. I was looking for a good Percy Jackson adaptation. I think we got it, at least in my opinion, in the past season. So we've been waiting for season 2. We got the announcement of a season 2, The Sea of Monsters, of course, and that is coming out in just a few months, actually, in December of 2025, something that I didn't know until I read this article, because this Variety article is actually pointing to the fact that season 3 already has a green light, which is crazy. So let's take a look at this Variety article. Let's read a little bit of it here, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. So this article starts out, quote, Percy Jackson and the Olympians has been renewed for season 3 at Disney Plus nearly a year before the show's second season premiere. Okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I mean, yes, it's coming out in December, but not quite a year. But anyways, a little bit under a year. Let's keep going. Disney branded television and 20th century or 20th century television has announced that the third season based on the Rick Riordan novel The Titan's Curse is already in the works, with season 2 of the hit series now set to debut in December 2025. An exact premiere date will be announced in the future. So, first of all, the tidbit there that I didn't know is that season 2 is coming out December 2025, which, yes, is a long ways away. I mean, by that point, we'll be getting an Avatar film, which is a crazy thing to think about. So, and we'll have already gotten Wicked Part 2. So it's a long ways away. But it's still close enough to make you excited about it. At least make me excited about it, right? Because, sure, a lot will happen between now and December 2025 in terms of movies and television. But I think it's a very exciting thing. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that the third season has already been greenlit, which is actually a really good sign in two specific ways. Number one, it shows that they have such confidence in the second season, because you just don't do this, right? I mean, if they had done this before the first season, you might be saying, well, okay, so then they're just kind of flying blind, and it could work, right? They did that with Lord of the Rings. They said, we're gonna make all three of these films at once, and it's gonna work, or it's just really not gonna work. And it really worked, right? But if you do it before even the first movie or the first season releases, then you don't know. I mean, it really could fall on its face, right? So it's a risk. If you do it, though, after the first movie or season has been released, and then you kind of say, okay, before season 2 even comes out, we're greenlighting season 3, I think it really shows confidence in the property. And it's not just a rash, risk that they're taking. It's, hey, we've seen how well season 1 did, and numbers-wise, it did pretty well, and critically, it did pretty well. And they look at season 2 and they go, this is going to work. And so they're greenlighting season 3. So in that way, it makes me even more excited for season 2, because it shows that they have confidence in it, which is great. The other thing, right, I mentioned two things, two very tangible takeaways here. The other thing is that we're going to get it sooner. And the more that we can return to quality television making, in a sense where we're getting still really high caliber television series and seasons, but it happens faster. So again, not sacrificing quality for quantity, but TV shows used to come out every year. A season of television would come out every year. It wasn't just sitcoms either. Really, quote unquote high level television, because again, I love sitcoms, but you know what I mean, like the 45-minute length episodes. Those seasons of television used to come out basically every single year. And the faster that we can get back to that, I think the better. If we can get, because also these kids are not getting any younger, right? So yeah, it's fine and all to have maybe Walker Scobell playing Percy Jackson, who's 15 and he's 18. Like, that's fine. But at some point, it's going to get ridiculous if he's 30 and he's playing a 20-year-old, right? I mean, maybe not, right? Some actors can pull it off better than others. So I think, but these kids aren't getting any younger. So if we can get a season of Percy Jackson every single year, basically, that's awesome. I think that would be great, right? That's what the Harry Potter series is aiming to go for. And that's a case where, I mean, unless the first season just bombs, they're going to go for it, right? They're doing the Lord of the Rings. They're just going to keep making them, as far as we know. So I think this is great news, and I'm very excited to see where this series goes. Guys, what do you think of the announcement that Percy Jackson has been renewed for a season 3 already? Let me know in the comments down below.